Imagine waking up at 9 a.m., stretching lazily because you were at a concert the previous night. You see a notification on your phone.
Hey, you just got money.
$6,000 just landed in your bank account, all while you're sleeping. It sounds like a dream, right? Well, for years, that was the exact picture painted for us when it came to something called passive income. Dreams about money appearing effortlessly, retiring your parents at a young age, buying $1 million yacht, and endless parties have been sold to us as the ultimate financial freedom. It makes you scroll for hours, buying courses and chasing the next big secret. Passive income does exist, but not as the idea was sold to us. It's not instant, not as easy as it's said, and it's not passive. So, before you waste years chasing the lie, let's break down what passive income is and what it's not. Lie 1. You've probably heard this 1,000 times. Just start, pick a niche, launch it, and a great audience will follow. But what happens when you do that? Nothing happens. You feel motivated, you feel like success is just one click away. There's no need to be strategic. No need to choose carefully, you just move. It sounds great when you're desperately trying to escape from a job. You pick a random niche, post a few things, maybe even launch a product. But the results? You get no engagement, no sales, just you staring at your screen, wondering what went wrong. Successful creators just don't start anything before they study the market. They look for an audience with a specific problem and plan a solution to that problem. This helps them do everything in a systematic way rather than blindly. Starting is important, but so is direction. Lie 2. This is the part where everyone dreams about. You have it all set up and can finally relax. No 4 a.m. alarms, just money flowing in your bank account while you live your life. But how many people actually reach that point? And how many quietly give up before they get there? This is because it's sold as freedom. Make money while you sleep. No one is posting videos about the back-end maintenance, the customer refunds, or server failures. They only post the wins. So the assumption becomes, if I just build it once, it will run forever. So you build your product. You launch your site and start posting videos. The payoff, it barely moves. So you begin tweaking thumbnails, switching products, editing pages, and dealing with refunds, and suddenly this passiveness feels very active. The worst of it, if you stop showing up, everything burns to hell. Passive income isn't set and forget. It's to set, build, test, fix, update, and track consistently. You will only work less overtime after a long stretch of building systems, creating content, understanding your audience, and improving the offer. So, if passive income isn't magic, does that mean it's only for rich people with resources? Not quite. But the next lie wants you to believe that anyone can succeed absolutely with nothing. Lie 3. You've probably seen those reels where the headlines are, make $10,000 a month with this one trick. It sounds like a dream. But is that actually how any of this works? We fall for it because it promises freedom with zero cost, makes you feel like you're just one lucky click away from changing your life. You try to start with no skills, no audience, no budget, no plan, and what happens? You post content with no reach, launch a product no one trusts, and worst of all, you copy a business model you don't even understand. At this point, frustration replaces motivation. What we miss is that passive income requires at least 2 or 3 principles: time, money, skill, and a plan. The people who make it work already had a skill, built an audience over time, or invested money to buy the leverage others lacked. So to start off, you need to bring up these ideas together. You need a plan as your roadmap, skills, and be ready to invest in your work. Lie 4. So, you've built it, you've launched it, and for the first time, it's working. Sales are coming in, notifications are popping up, and you think, this is it, I've made it. You believe you'll never have to touch it again. But then, the numbers drop, the algorithm changes, and your content becomes outdated, and your audience evolves. Competitors show up, and your product barely sells. We forget that no income stream is immune to declination. The people who succeed long-term embrace change and continuously improve. Forever money is not promised unless you maintain the system that earned it. So, passive income is real, but not what you've been sold. When you finally get to know the truth, you stop chasing the lies and start building something real. Instead of trying to find the perfect niche, you start listening to what people actually need. Instead of looking for zero work, You build systems that reward your effort over time, and instead of hoping for overnight success, you plant seeds that compound slowly but sustainably. Passive income isn't a fantasy. It's that the ultimate value of the work will be greater than if it had been completed sooner.